so I was constantly collapsing, always had no energy, I was always bedridden. I couldn't even walk to school anymore.
The reality of our world has always been stranger than fiction, but what we're about to show you in this video defies all explanations and will challenge your understanding of what it means to be human. Join us as we unravel the incredible stories of 20 teenagers that you actually wouldn't believe exist. From incredible talents and physical abilities to uncommon conditions and experiences, these teens will leave you in awe and amazement. Number 20. Lola Chewie. Have you ever heard of Lola Chewie? She's been making waves on Instagram with her stunning looks and confidence and her unique appearance. But here's the thing, many people don't believe that she actually exists. They think that she's just a product of clever photo manipulation or even CGI editing, but Lola is very much real. She's a 16-year-old based in Los Angeles, and her coal-black skin is one of her defining features. It's earned her the nickname of the Black Hannah Montana. But it's not only her skin that's turning heads. Lola has elegant features and a natural poise that draws comparisons to supermodel Naomi Campbell. Despite the attention that she's been receiving, Lola is using her platform to inspire others to embrace their natural beauty and practice self-acceptance. In a world where social media often presents unrealistic beauty standards, Lola's message is more important than ever. And it's not only her message that's inspiring. Lola's rise to fame is a testament to the power of social media and the potential for anyone to make a name for themselves online. With a growing fan base and industry connections, she's sure to become a top model in no time. Number 19. Marnie Ray Harvey. Marnie Ray Harvey is a 17-year-old teenager who caused such an uproar when she claimed that she seeps blood from her eyes, which burns so much that she can't see properly. That's right, you heard it correct, she bleeds from her eyeballs. Now, if that doesn't sound like a horror movie, well, I don't know what does. But wait, it gets even more bizarre. Marnie claims that it all began when she coughed up blood, and then it got worse. She started bleeding from her ears, nose, gums, fingernails, and pretty much anywhere. Can you even imagine? It's no wonder that people are finding it hard to believe her story. Marnie has seen many doctors, but none of them can explain what's wrong with her. Some people suspect that she and her mother are the only witnesses so far. But Marnie insists that her condition is real and that she's not making it up. Now, I know what you're thinking, it can't be real, but what if it is? What if Marnie Ray Harvey is the only person in the world with this condition? It is hard to imagine what it must be like for her, living with a condition that nobody seems to understand. Number 18. Asha Kabaya. This young woman's journey is so unbelievable that many people still doubt its authenticity, but trust me, the story is 100% true, and it will leave you in awe. It all began when Asha, a typical teenager, began experiencing unbearable pain in her face, head, and mouth. The doctors in India were stumped, and they couldn't figure out what was causing her discomfort. It would not be until taking an X-ray of her mouth that they would discover the shocking truth. She had 232 teeth. That's right, 232. It was a medical anomaly that even the doctors could not believe, but Asha was a fighter and she was determined to overcome this unusual condition. So doctors took her into surgery, and what happened next was nothing short of incredible. For a grueling 7 hours, the surgeons worked tirelessly to extract all of the teeth from her gums, even using a hammer and a chisel at one point. Can you even imagine that feeling? It was like a scene straight out of a horror film, but Asha was a trooper, and she emerged from the surgery with a brand new smile. Number 17. Yodi OMG. Yodi was born on December 16th of 1993 in India, and she has a form of dwarfism called achondroplasia, which means that her limbs are shorter than average. In fact, she stands only 2 feet 0.6 inches tall, making her the shortest living woman in the world. Her incredible journey to fame began in 2011 when she was featured in a documentary called Body Shock 2: Half-Ton Son, which chronicled her life as a young person living with achondroplasia. Her infectious smile, sparkling eyes, and warm personality have endeared her to audiences worldwide, and she would quickly become a household name. Since then, she's appeared in numerous television shows and films, captivating all viewers with her charm and grace. But her crowning achievement would come in 2012, when she would be recognized by the Guinness World Records as the world's smallest living woman. She received the award in a glitzy ceremony in London, cementing her status as a global superstar. Yodi is now a true inspiration to millions of people worldwide, providing that one size does not determine their ability to achieve great things. She's used her platform to raise awareness about dwarfism and other rare conditions. Number 16. Hout de Mia. Meet Hout de Mia, a 14-year-old powerhouse who can lift more than most adults twice her size. Her strength is so impressive, in fact, that even seasoned weightlifters are left in awe. And don't think for one moment that her strength is a stroke of luck or a form of genetic lottery. This young lady puts in the work every single day, following a grueling workout regimen that would put many professional athletes to shame. She's dedicated to her craft, and it shows in every move that she makes. But here's the kicker: weightlifting? That's just one of her many talents. The girl is a triple threat, excelling in gymnastics and martial arts as well. Her agility, speed, and precision are second to none, making her a force to be reckoned with on any playing field. Some say that she's a myth. However, this young lady is as real as they may come. She is proof that, with determination, discipline, and a whole lot of heart, you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. So, the next time you find yourself doubting your own abilities, just remember this strong little girl. Number 15. Julia Vins. Well, if you thought that Hout's physical prowess was impressive, just wait until you meet Julia Vins. Julia is a Russian fitness model and social media sensation that has made many question her existence. However, she's not your average fitness model. Her muscular build and distinctive facial features have gained her a significant following on social media platforms, particularly on Instagram. And with over 500,000 followers, she shares photos and videos of her workouts, nutrition, and daily life, which inspires her fans with her strength and discipline. But Julia's fitness journey did not begin with her massive social media presence. She began her fitness journey as a teenager, and her dedication to her fitness regimen has led her to become a professional powerlifter and bodybuilder. Her hard work and determination have earned her numerous accolades in the fitness industry, and she's become an inspiration to many. And despite all of the success and popularity, Julia has faced her fair share of challenges and controversy. Some have even accused her of using steroids to achieve her muscular physique. But she has repeatedly denied these claims, stating that her success is solely the result of her hard work and dedication to her fitness regimen. Number 14. Ellen Lietzel. Ellen's story is a roller coaster ride of emotions that takes us through her struggles with a severe eating disorder. When she was only 17 years old, she became convinced that being skinny was the key to popularity, and so she began altering her diet and exercise routine, hoping to shed some more pounds. She also began overcompensating by working out excessively, which only worsened her condition. At the peak of her disorder, Ellen would eat very little and eventually stopped eating and drinking altogether. It's hard to imagine how difficult it must have been for her, but things took a turn for the worse when she decided to go on a week-long fast, which resulted in her collapsing with a seizure. Ellen would be rushed to the hospital, and doctors informed her family that she was just hours away from death. It was a tough time for her loved ones who were grappling with the possibility of losing her, but Ellen was a fighter, and with the help of medical professionals, she was able to make a full recovery. Now she advocates for healthy living and body acceptance. Number 13. Sierra Swearingen. Many people have a hard time believing that Sierra actually exists, but I'm here to tell you that she most certainly does. Sierra is a 19-year-old with a rare and beautiful condition known as giant congenital melanocytic nevi, which causes large moles and birthmarks to grow all over her body. And when I say all over, I do mean it. She has them on her face, on her arms, her legs, her back, and pretty much on every inch of her skin. And you may be thinking, wow, that must be really difficult for her. And you would be right. Sierra has had to deal with negative reactions from others who don't understand her condition, but instead of hiding away or even trying to cover it all up, she's chosen to embrace her differences. In fact, Sierra sees her condition as an opportunity to educate others and promote body acceptance. She's proud of the way that she looks and even finds beauty in her growing birthmarks, which she refers to as angel kisses. How amazing is that? Sierra's message is one that we can all take to heart. Don't let anyone else's negativity bring you down. Embrace your quirks and differences and make them a part of who you are. After all, that's what makes you unique and special. Number 12. Robert Bobrowski. Meet Robert Bobrowski, the towering giant whom many still cannot believe exists. With his towering height of 7 feet and 7 inches, Robert is like a character out of a fantasy novel. But unlike those fictional giants, Robert is very much real and is making a name for himself in the world of basketball. He would be born in the city of Arad in Romania, where he grew up to become a multilingual athlete who speaks Romanian, Hungarian, English, Serbian, and Italian quite fluently. It's like he's gifted not only with height, but also with the gift of tongues as well. And if you thought that his height was only an advantage on the basketball court, well, you're in for quite the surprise. He can easily reach high shelves that most of us could only dream of, and can probably change light bulbs without even needing a ladder. Now, despite the challenges that were posed by the pandemic, Robert returned to the court for Rochester University in Michigan in the fall of 2021, and he's become a force to be reckoned with on the court. With his towering presence and impressive skills, he's making his mark as a formidable opponent. Number 11. Mahendra Agrawal. Mahendra was born in India with a rare condition called congenital myelopathy. This disease made it impossible for him to keep his head up, leaving him with a permanent hanging head. But despite his physical challenges, he was a fighter. He simply refused to let his condition define who he was, and he lived every day with a positive attitude and a contagious smile. Sadly, though, his family could not afford the operation that was needed to improve his condition, and this is where things get interesting. Mahendra's story would catch the attention of an Englishwoman who was so touched by his bravery that she began a fundraising campaign to pay for his surgery. And thanks to the kindness of strangers, he was able to have this surgery that changed his life forever. For the first time, he was able to keep his head up and look at the world with a newfound sense of hope and wonder. Mahendra's story is not without tragedy, though. After only 8 months of experiencing a better quality of life, he would pass away due to complications. But the impact that he made in his short time on Earth is immeasurable. Number 10. Nahal Bitla and Magali Gonzalez. Let me introduce you to Nahal Bitla and Magali Gonzalez, 2 teenagers who were born with progeria, a very rare disorder that causes rapid aging of the person who suffers from it. As a result, they had the appearance and afflictions of an 80 or 90-year-old person, despite only being teenagers. But that's not what makes Nahal and Magali so remarkable. They were warriors who faced a life of struggle and adversity that most of us could hardly imagine. They were determined to make the most of the time that they had with their lives to the fullest. Despite all of the challenges, they were both incredibly talented and creative. Nahal was a gifted artist and had a passion for music, while Magali was an aspiring model and actress. They were full of life and laughter, and they inspired everyone around them with their positive attitudes and unwavering courage. Sadly, though, both of them are no longer with us, but their stories do live on and continue to inspire people all over the world. They remind us to appreciate every moment of our lives and to never give up on our dreams, no matter how difficult the road may seem to be. Number 9. Valeri Lukyanova. Valeri Lukyanova was born on August the 20th of 1985 in the small town of Ninja in Russia. She had her sights set on becoming a ballerina from a young age, but fate had other plans for her. One day, when she was just 12 years old and walking home from school, a modeling scout would spot her and knew that she had the potential to become a star. Soon afterwards, she began her modeling career, quickly gaining recognition in the fashion world. Her striking features and stunning looks have landed her in several high-profile fashion magazines, which include Glamour Elle and Playboy, but it's her appearances on Maxim magazine's list of the world's hottest women that have made her a household name. In 2004, she was named the hottest model, and in 2007, she appeared on the list of the world's 10 sexiest models. She's also been named one of the 50 hottest Russian women by FHM magazine and is frequently listed amongst the world's most beautiful women. Her modeling career is not her only claim to fame, though. She's also made appearances in several Russian television shows and movies, which includes Vysotsky, Thank God I'm Alive. Number 8. Hannah Kritzek. Hannah is not your average 19-year-old girl from Minnesota. She may be small in stature, but she's got a personality that's very much larger than life. Despite suffering from an extremely rare condition called primordial dwarfism, which affects only a handful of people in the world, Hannah has a very positive outlook towards life. She's the size of a 3-year-old child, being only 39 inches tall due to her condition, but she loves to dance, sing, and perform ballet regardless of all that fact. In fact, she's so talented that you would think that she came straight out of a Broadway musical. Primordial dwarfism is not only about being small in size, it also comes with a host of health problems, which includes the risk of brain aneurysms and a shortened lifespan. But Hannah doesn't let that get in the way of living her life to the fullest. She's determined to achieve her dreams and inspire others while doing so. Hannah is not just a talented performer, she's also a straight-A student, preparing for graduation, and has big plans for her future. She dreams of becoming a professional singer and dancer, and I have no doubt that she's going to make it happen. Number 7. Fu Wenguai. Fu Wenguai is just like any other teenager except for one little thing. He has an extremely long neck. In fact, he has an extra 3 cervical vertebrae, which brings his total to 10 bones in his neck. This condition is known as cervical hypermobility, and it's extremely rare. While having a long neck may seem like a cool thing, unfortunately it has caused him a lot of pain and difficulty walking due to the additional pressures that are on his nerves. This condition has also made him the center of attention in public, attracting stares from passersby who are well intrigued by his unique appearance. But that's not all. Fu has also been diagnosed with congenital scoliosis, which is a rare deformity that causes a curvature of the spine. This condition is present at birth due to a malformation of the spine and occurs in approximately 1 in 10,000 newborns. Fu's scoliosis, coupled with his abnormal chest frame, makes it even more of a challenge for him to move around and to conduct a normal life. Despite all of the challenges, though, he remains optimistic and hopeful, and he's determined to live his life to the fullest and pursue his dreams. Number 6. Adrianne Lewis. Adrianne Lewis is a resident of Michigan who boasts a 4-inch long oral appendage that has captured the attention of many. She's convinced that her tongue belongs in the Guinness Book of World Records, and after seeing it in action, it's hard to argue with her. While most of us do struggle to touch our nose with our tongue, Adrianne can effortlessly lick her chin, nose, elbow, and even her eyeball. That's right, her tongue is so flexible, in fact, that it can reach all sorts of places that seem impossible for us mere mortals. But the real kicker is that her long tongue runs in the family. Both her great-grandfather and her mother had tongues that were longer than average, proving that this unique trait may well be genetic. As a child, Adrianne faced some teasing and bullying because of her long tongue, but she didn't let it get her down. Instead, she found a way to use her tongue to her advantage by flicking it in the faces of her bullies and freaking them out. Talk about a creative way to deal with your tormentors. Adrianne is proof that what makes us different can also make us very special. Number 5. Blaise Ingram. Blaise first gained recognition in a previous episode of No Days Off, where his impressive speed on the field caught the attention of many. But it was when Kansas City Chiefs star Tyreek Hill stumbled upon Blaise's highlight reel on Instagram that things would really take off. Hill was so impressed by Blaise's speed that he challenged him to a race, and not just any race, but a race against one of the fastest players in the NFL. Now that's some kind of challenge. However, before Blaise could race against Hill, he had to showcase his abilities at the NFL Combine drills. And boy, did he impress everyone. Blaise successfully ran the 40-yard dash with an incredible 4.21 seconds, which is faster than some professional football players. This impressive performance would catch the attention of not only Hill, but also the college coaches who are now keeping an eye on Blaise's progress. Blaise can be proud of his incredible performance in the 40-yard dash, and it's amazing to think that someone so young could have such talent and potential. Blaise Ingram is truly a name to watch out for in the future of football, because who knows, we may even see him playing in the NFL someday. Number 4. Isabella Leclair. Meet Isabella Leclair, a 21-year-old civil engineering student who is nothing short of amazing. Her life is full of passion and adventure, from exploring the world of music to practicing yoga and spending time with her loved ones. She's just like any other girl her age, except that she has to deal with Parkes-Weber syndrome, a rare condition that causes abnormal blood vessels and lymphatic fluid accumulation in the limbs, which leads to lymphedema. But that hasn't stopped her from living her life to the fullest. In fact, she uses her Instagram account to share her journey with the disease, giving her followers an insight into how she manages her everyday life. Isabella's positivity and strength are contagious, and her advice on how to live confidently despite the adversity has inspired many. Number 3. Shiloh Pepin. Meet Shiloh Pepin, a teenage girl who is known as the Mermaid Girl of Kennebunkport. She has a rare condition called Siren Amelia, or mermaid syndrome, which only affects about 3 people in the world. Shiloh would be born with a single partially functioning kidney, no lower colon or genital organs, and legs that were fused together from the waist down. Her parents were told that she would only live for a few days. However, Shiloh surprised everyone by surviving and then even thriving. At the age of 2 years old, she would receive her first kidney transplant, and in 2007 had the second one after 2 years of dialysis. Despite all of the challenges, she was able to gain weight and actually grow stronger. In fact, she was featured in 2 television specials on TLC and even appeared on Oprah in September of that year. However, recently her health would take a turn for the worse. Her mother reported that her heart had stopped at one point, and she required medical intervention to get it to go again. Her kidneys also stopped functioning, and despite efforts to prevent her body from swelling with fluids, her condition remained critical. However, her parents are still grateful to have her around. Number 2. Andre Costosh. In 2012, this teenage wonder stunned the world with his jaw-dropping feats of strength and agility. Andre set the world record for completing the most push-ups in a single session, spending a grueling 2 hours and 29 minutes performing push-ups, which left the audience in awe. The incredible feat would be recorded for Ukraine's Got Talent, which propelled him into the limelight and helped to kickstart his career as a model and actor. But Andre is far from a one-trick pony. In fact, he has over 100,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, where he shares videos of his fishing and sailing adventures. He also posts archive footage of his childhood weightlifting competitions, showing that his love for strength training began at a very young age. What's even more impressive, though, is that he's been practicing martial arts, gymnastics, flexibility, and strength training since he was 5 years old. Talk about a real-life superhero origin story. By the time that he was 8, he was already lifting weights like a seasoned pro, so it's safe to say that Andre's talent has been recognized by the world, and he's an inspiration to anyone who dreams of achieving greatness through hard work and dedication. Number 1. Charlotte Garside. Imagine a living and breathing porcelain doll. Well, that's what Charlotte looks like. She stands at just 2 feet 3 inches tall, weighing less than 10 pounds. In fact, her parents have to dress her in doll's clothing because regular clothing is just too big for her. She's known to be the smallest person in the world due to a rare condition called primordial dwarfism. But don't let her small size fool you. Charlotte has a larger-than-life personality and a fighting spirit that would put even the toughest of us to shame. Despite all of the challenges that she faces on a daily basis, Charlotte has an infectious positivity and a zest for life that is truly inspiring. Her parents have shared countless stories about her resilience and determination. For example, when she was just a toddler, she learned how to climb stairs using her elbows and chin because her legs were simply too short to reach the steps. As she's grown older, Charlotte has continued to defy all odds and live life to the fullest. She's a talented artist, and despite her small stature, she's even tried her hand at sports, such as playing basketball and swimming at her local pool. Which of these amazing teenagers did you find the most impressive? Let us know your answers in the comments section down below.